Hi guys, it's Becky Melfi. I am joined by two local farmers. I want to introduce you to them, Mark and Jennifer Boon
Yes.
from the Little Boon Farm. So you know that I love to support local agriculture. Normally in a pre-COVID world, I would have a community supported agriculture fair or CSA fair in my kitchen here at the shop. But since we're not gathering together, I thought I'd bring the CSA farmers to you. So Mark and Jennifer are two CSA farmers. Well, one, because they're married.
Yes.
In the Maple Lake area, and they have some great quality products that we're going to talk about, and you'll learn how to connect with them and get some produce and other great things from them. So welcome, Mark and Jennifer. Tell us about yourselves and your farm.
Thank you for having us.
Yes, thank you. My name's Mark, and we've been farming and having a CSA for about, was it 8 years? And we raise beef and pigs and chickens and beef cows, puppies, white-tailed deer, vegetables, kids.
You name it, we got it just about.
Yeah, a few things.
No goats, and no sheep, unfortunately, but that's okay. Oh, and we just added a beehive to the property to help with pollination on the farm, so that's pretty exciting.
Yeah, maybe we'll get some honey this time out of it, but we're looking forward to it. It's fun watching them do their deal, if you will.
So where are you sitting right now? It looks like you are in a barn of some sort.
It's the second level of our main barn that we've turned into a little bit of a entertainment room.
Fun.
Yeah, so we come up here for movies with the kids and whatnot.
It's our little hangout of home away from home, just to be able to get out of the house and, have the kids run around. We have cats running around in here, and it's just a great kind of place to hang out and chill and not be cooped up inside the house all the time.
It's usually where we have a beer with some of our clients, but in this time,
you got
let them in here right now. Yeah. So.
And there's Wi-Fi, it looks like.
Yes, that's kind of key.
All right, so you are running the Little Boon Farm, and your website, in case people are interested, what is that?
TheLittleBoonFarm.com, and there's no E in Boon. It's just Boon.
Yeah, TheLittleBoonFarm.com.
Okay, so what are the products that you guys are most excited about? What are you seeing people wanting? Where's the demand, and what are you providing for people?
Well, lately beef has been flying out the door like nobody else's business. We provide 1 pound tubes of burger and then roasts, and then we have 2 kinds of brats made out of beef and an old style hot dog, and then 4 types of burgers that are available. And we do supply half or quarter cows to some folks. We have some available, but they're in November that they would be available. And then we also have, we raise 8 pigs a year. And then we have eggs, and then our CSA, which we have 8 memberships left. And then we have the oversupply of vegetables goes to the farmer's market with Jeff Aldridge.
And we try not to waste anything. So extra vegetables or vegetables that go bad are fed to our pigs or our chickens. Come summertime, when you drive up, the chickens literally come flocking to you because they want those cucumbers, those summer squash, could even be pumpkins. So we try to waste as little as possible, even going so far as like the pigs will eat the weeds that we pull out, so we try to waste as little as possible.
So right now you are selling all those products that you were saying, the beef, the pork, the eggs, and if people want to get and connect with you and come up to the farm, what's that look like for you and them?
They can get on the website, or they can
and you can email us via the website. So there's a little form that you fill out with your name and what you're asking, and then we'd respond back and set up a time for you to come on out if you want to.
Or you can call me at 612-747-3386. which usually is just a speedier process rather than all of us typing till we're blue in the face.
Okay. So they'll just connect with you directly if they need a local beef source or so you mentioned something about the CSA, that you have some shares available. How often are people picking up shares? Where can they pick them up? And what would they expect in the shares? Like, what do you love to grow the best?
Well, we love to grow the best. It's just about everything. No, the CSA starts. It'll probably be the third week in May this year due to this wonderful week of coldness.
And dry.
Yeah. But it's every other week. You get a dozen eggs with each basket, and then it goes all the way till about January. We grow in hoop houses also, which allows us to have fresh vegetables later in the year. Our hope is this year to again have fresh tomatoes at Thanksgiving because it's kind of nice.
And we grow a wide variety of things. We have kale, cucumbers, summer squash, your winter squash, you know, whether it's the butternut squash, acorn squash. We grow carrots, onions, tomatoes, garlic. There's a variety of herbs, so you get fresh herbs every time.
Which is that we put the herbs in, like you get a rose with that little vial on the bottom.
A little flower vial.
Yeah, we stick the herbs in that, and then we wrap it with a plastic bag so they stay fresh for well over a week in your fridge, which just makes sense. We really focus on packaging things so it stays fresh for a while in the fridge because that's just what you got to do.
Peppers, both hot peppers and sweet peppers.
Yeah. Asparagus, rhubarb.
I love that you said it's every other week, right? Is that what you said?
Correct.
So this year we're only doing half shares, which is basically, we just find for ourselves a lot easier to handle for people. Our baskets can get very big and heavy when you're at the peak season, like late summer. And so a lot of people just didn't know what to do with all the produce when they were a full share, and they felt that they were wasting a lot of food. So this year we kind of decided to switch it up a little bit, just offer half shares. So it's every other week, the entire season, from when we start to when we finish. Typically obviously in the wintertime, it's tough to grow. So a lot of it's just more your storage vegetables, your root vegetables, your carrots, your cabbages, leek, carrots, things like that, onions, garlic that we have at the end. But definitely we have a neighbor that we get who has an organic apple orchard, and so we have fresh apples, pears that we have in our baskets.
And then we do sprouts in the beginning of the year and towards the end of the year too.
I'm thinking about all those fresh vegetables.
Yeah.
And the sprouts, the microgreens, are great on eggs, sandwiches. We've added it a lot to our pastas that we've been eating for lunch since we've been home with our kids for most meals. So it's just a great way, like if you don't want to make up a full salad, you just, you know, chop up the sprouts. There's pea sprouts, sunflower seed sprouts, radish sprouts, all in there, and it's just kind of a big mix, and you get a decent sized bag that you can have a couple meals with. Or if you are a salad person, you can add it to your salad just for that little extra something.
So what day of the week do you have people pick up the boxes? Is it a specific day, or can they come like on a block of time?
It's going to be Thursdays between 3 and 7. And then what we're going to do is that people text us about, 10 or 15 minutes beforehand, because we normally allow people to come into the buildings and take it out of the cooler. So we have an old flour cooler. But because of the COVID, we're going to have to set it out on a trailer for people to come pick up, because it's key to keep it cool and fresh.
Okay, so you were saying that people should ring you, right, like when they're coming into your neighborhood, to have you set it aside.
Correct, because we don't want to leave it out there for any longer than we really need to.
And Mark and Jennifer will tell you all the details. If you sign up to become a member with their farm, it won't be stressful or anything. They'll make it all really clear. So the pricing info, is that on your website?
No, we have to update that part of it because it's,
Do you know the price yet?
Yes, it's $6.85 for the season.
And that's how many weeks? Because it goes all the way till January, because that's a lot.
Yeah, it's like 16 or 17 weeks, something like that. It kind of just depends on how the fall really plays out. If it's, and this new hoop house that we're adding to it, which will have wood heat to it, how that all, I'm not 100% sure because Mother
Well,
Nature.
that's part of
Sometimes
the CSA. That's why you invest. Just so you know, the viewers, that being a part of a CSA is you're investing in someone's farm, and the weather can make a big difference in what crops will grow or not grow. If there's a lot of rain or not a lot of rain, or if it's really hot or really sunny or whatever. So that is part of what you're doing, is you're investing in a small family farm, helping them survive and provide a working wage for their family and a future for their kids. And they, you don't know what's going to go well or not. So sometimes you might get broccoli every week, and you kind of have to get creative with what is coming in your box. And then you're making broccoli cream cheese soup or whatever, and you're just trying to get creative. So that's part of the CSA. As you're a member, you join in and you kind of get creative with your cooking, because you don't always know what's coming in the box. Because like Mark was saying, he doesn't know what's going to happen in the winter. So then the season might be longer or shorter or whatever.
I will say it's kind of funny because we had with his mother, and she was complaining because she was receiving kale every week. And she's like, well, can't you just stop planting the kale? And I looked at her, I said, we've only planted it once. It's just one of those plants that keeps growing, and you just keep picking off the, the plant the leaves of the plant. So I was like, it's not like we can just stop, because otherwise you're wasting it all. So I will say kale is something we eat a lot of, like we eat it 3-4 times a week at our house. Cream kale, or one of our favorites is actually to use it as a substitute for lettuce for tacos.
Yep.
And so using it in salads and things like that. So you do have to get creative, and there's on our website, we do have recipes to help with that, or if you ever find recipes, you're welcome to email them, and when we get a chance, we'll upload them.
A lot of people make shakes out of it or that kind of a thing in the morning.
I've put kale into a chocolate chip cookie.
Oh.
Now that I have not heard.
All right. So what else is really important for people to know, like a different, maybe something that you feel makes your farm a little bit different, or something that is going to surprise the people if they've tried a CSA basket before? And
with our vegetables, we're not certified organic, but we raise it organically. We don't put a little petrochemical bubble around things so that anything eats it, dies, and then harvests it and give it to the client. Don't feel that works out well, and I don't want to eat it that way. All our beef and pork is hormone and antibiotic free. We try to raise it as sensibly as we can. We don't use, the fertilizer we use is derived from the cows, the pigs, and the chickens, and that's mixed in and then put in the fields every year. So we don't use any chemical based fertilizers. So we try to stay away from anything that's not part of the natural process. So all the ash from our wood stoves ends up in the pile, and that gets mixed into the soil, and that's what feeds our plants.
Okay, so the not organic, but close as you can get without a certification, because going through that process is a lot of paperwork, and we know that it's not always, you don't have to, it's still organic to us, but it's
we call it organic practices. So we practice organically, but if an animal does get sick, we are going to treat it with medications to make sure it gets better. Or if absolutely necessary, we do have certain things. If bugs are getting too crazy, we don't want to lose our harvest. So
we use Hyganic, which is an organic certified spray. That's the only thing we use, and that's once in a blue moon on cabbage. A lot of it has to do with if you got good soil health, you got healthy plants. It's just like feeding yourself. If you feed yourself healthy, good, non-processed food, you're gonna do a lot better dealing with diseases and all that other stuff. Same thing with plants, same thing with the animals. So,
And I think that's a good place to wrap up and say, whatever you put into your body is what export you're going to get. So import some really good, fresh, organic vegetables full of nutrients and dark, rich colors, and you're going to feel a lot more vibrant and healthy. So I hope you will give the Little Boon Farm a support by following them on Facebook. Do you guys do a Facebook page?
Yeah.
Okay, good. I just figured you did. Or just give them a call to pick up some of their meat or a share in their farm. Head over to their website at thelittleBoonfarm.com.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right.